Hey sweet souls, welcome back to Conscious Lifestyle Coaching. My name is Raileigh Easterling. Today's message is regarding jealous women. So let's sit down for a second and talk about this. Yesterday was the full moon, so I just decided to break free of the fear of people not liking me and sharing my opinion. I want to have a healthy relationship with myself in which I can speak from my soul and not be afraid. So what happens if you're like me and maybe you have a fear of speaking up, or you feel really drawn to speaking up at this time? What the enemy is going to send us in response are people who are emotionally immature. So if something I post, for example, makes someone feel so triggered, you start getting stressed, you hold tension in your body, maybe you get a little bit hot and you feel this sudden urge, it's irresistible, to want to argue with me. Or maybe this happens to you with other people, or maybe you've experienced this yourself. I used to be like that when I was younger, because I didn't know how to emotionally regulate myself yet. I wasn't on the mindfulness path. I didn't know how to take a pause between things, to breathe between things, to meditate, to pray, to have patience, how to communicate consciously. I didn't know how to do those things, so I would react emotionally to everything. And that's a curse, that's a behavioral pattern that is very common, especially in women. So you may see this pattern or witness this pattern the moment you start speaking your personal thoughts. And what happens when those people react to you in that way, immaturely, and can't have a conversation with you? It makes you, the speaker, the truth teller, not want to do anymore. You want to hide, you want to lock yourself away again. And that's what the greater powers, the paradigms, the regional paradigms want from us. They want us to be blindly obedient, to do whatever they say. It's easier that way. And that's conscious slavery. I talk about conscious slavery a lot. So a message to women especially who feel that you want to argue with me. Check yourself. Do you feel that you have space in your life to speak? And if you feel triggered by me, someone who is speaking very peacefully, I'm usually in the middle path as a shamanic practitioner. For example, I posted about vaccines. People reacted immediately that I was anti-vax, and they didn't listen to my full message, that I was getting some vaccinations. I was being intuitively guided about the needs of my family. I'm not anti-vax, I'm not pro-vax. It's, here are my needs. Here are our needs. Here's what we're doing. And here's a reflection on what I honestly believe. You don't have to agree. So on my end, I have to get used to people disagreeing with me. I want to get used to people not liking me. I want people to not like me. That means I am being more authentic of my soul. That means I own my soul. But if you respond in that way, you feel so triggered, you may need to look into some emotional regulation here. And as I was saying, if you feel triggered by other people speaking their mind, or you really think people are dumb or stupid or ignorant, if you are heavily preoccupied with thoughts like that, maybe you may be in conscious slavery in terms of you don't have your own space to speak. Maybe you are imprisoned by judgment. If you're spending so much time judging other people, you are living in judgment towards yourself. You may not like yourself. You may not have the courage to speak up. Or maybe you may literally be blocked from speaking. And in that way, I'm here with you praying for your liberation. To open your own platforms and to share your own opinions there. Wouldn't that be more healthy? What is arguing with someone on the internet going to do for your life? Nothing. But if you find the courage to open your own platform and to have conversations and to build community, I think that's a more healthy response, especially if you don't agree with what you're hearing. Okay, go share a new perspective. That's all this is, diverse perspectives. But we live in a monocultural society, most of us, where if we think outside the box, you're condemned. And it's a shame when women do this to other women. We already have limited opportunities to speak. So if you are a woman who has that urge in your throat to share something, or you get angry and responsive to what's happening in the world, or what you're hearing, what you're perceiving, you need to take steps in your life to free yourself. And so with this full moon, a lot of women came at me, and a lot of women came at my husband too at work. My husband is a very masculine looking man. He's obviously different. He's a white man born in the heart of Mississippi. He doesn't think like most people around him. And a lot of women have been attacking him lately, feeling threatened by him. And I don't know if it's a response to people lurking on the internet and watching my videos and then trying to get to me through him. These women who hide, if you're a woman and you hide, grow up. I'm going to say it like that. It's going to trigger people even more. Seriously, directly send me an email and say, hey, I watched your video. Instead of creepily spying and then getting angry with yourself. Because that's what it is. And I feel for women who do attack, who have this explosion of emotion and feeling. I honor it and I hold space for it. That's why I'm on here. You think I'm going to be online or be a life coach, be a spiritual guide, and not expect people to dump all their emotions on me? That's what I'm here for. I have to expect that. But I have the tools to release it so I can continue to hold space and compassion. But anyway, my husband is a very white cis male, appearing man, but he's a marshmallow and so sensitive and empathic, and he truly listens to me as a wife, as a woman. He listens to everything I say, and that's why I fell in love with him, is because he truly wants to hear what I have to say. And of course, don't have a perfect marriage, and as a man and woman who can be very, each of us, very sovereign, very independent, very strong in our identities, in the masculine and in the feminine, sometimes we have to check each other, whether we are respecting each other or not, and we're pretty good about it. And I recognize a lot of women don't have that privilege that I have of safe men to speak to, and so you have no space to talk. And so when you find an opportunity, especially with someone who can receive it, because on a unconscious level sometimes, or manipulative level, you know that if you argue with someone like me or like my husband, repercussion will not come. We will not harm you. And so that's why people bully and are committed to misunderstanding. You just want to be heard. You are jealous of me being heard and speaking freely. And I get it. I absolutely understand. I do. So if you are a jealous woman, or you know someone who's a jealous woman, how can we encourage each other to each have space and authority in our own voice? That's all I'm going to say. And I'm going to say this too. Women who are jealous of other women have mommy issues. We talk about daddy issues a lot. And if you have a father who abandoned you, such as myself, we spend so much time focused on the abandonment wound of the father and how that shapes our perception of the world with men, and it's a patriarchal society. Yes, I get it. But if you have a father wound, you also have a mother wound. And this is a hidden abuse, because all mothers are supposed to be great, right? No. Some mothers didn't really know how to be mothers. And so if you didn't have a healthy relationship with your mom, it is likely you have a very masculine spirit within you that you've adapted out of survival. And so that is why you attack, and you're overly aggressive, and you're not trusting of anyone or the world. You're an angry woman. You're probably a tired woman. So in order to free truth, to speak freely, to be heard, to be confident in oneself, to be regulated in oneself enough where you can receive diverse opinions in a neurodiverse society, you gotta relax. You have to learn the mindfulness tools. You have to take a pause between things. If you want to be heard, if you want to be seen, and you want to be loved authentically for who you are, you have to speak your truth, but do it in a way in which you still respect other people. So any comments that I get that are not respectful to me as a human being, I hide them. I delete them. I don't have to have them. Because I'm a writer. And I'm not here for emotional immaturity and nonsense. I'm not here for grammatical errors to where I can't even read it. I may not be technologically advanced, but I am taking a lot of time and intention to connect with people consciously, which is intimately on the internet publicly. The least you can do is put just as much, or maybe just a little bit more effort and intention into how you write back to me, so that I respect what you have to say as well. Now, you don't have to respect everybody. You don't have to respect me even. But if you want what I have, jealous women, you have to learn to listen and breathe out the emotions and then have a conversation. And I know you're not doing that if you immediately respond to my post. If anything you say leaves me feeling, okay, what else? What? Or it leaves me feeling like I have to write you a whole long email to explain what I'm really saying, then you're not really listening to me. And third, I don't have to really care. And that's another thing. If you want a healthy throat chakra, you have to stop caring what people think of you. I'm not saying being an unkind person. Do not be an unkind person. But people are going to be committed to misunderstanding us all the time. I could share a post saying one thing and then people argue with me, I'm saying another thing. But that's how they're interpreting it. And as a writer, as a poet specifically, I'm okay with this. I want people to have conversations about important things right now. I want people to have an opportunity to share their thoughts and have other people in the conscious community read those thoughts and also add it to their investigation list in their own mind and consciousness. I want to give people this opportunity. But we have to not care what people think. In poetry, you can write one line and someone read it 1,000 different ways. That's the beauty of it. And as a writer, people are always going to read your words in the tone of their own consciousness until they get to know you. Until they take the time to get to know you, they're going to read it based on the inner voices in their own head. So sometimes I can write something very loving, but if someone doesn't know that kind of love, or they're not in a loving place within, they're going to read my comments with an unloving tone and see it as an attack because they feel attacked by the world right now. I can't do anything about that. I can't change it. And so with this full moon, I'm releasing myself from trying to tiptoe around people's emotions. That's my mother wound of wanting to keep her happy. So I wouldn't speak or share anything about how I feel because she would get upset all the time because she's tired. And she's not a relaxed woman. So these are just some reflections for the jealous woman. I want you to be heard. I want to hear what you have to say. Send me an email. Don't make assumptions. Take a breath. Take a hot bath. You deserve it, okay? You are worthy of love. I pray you receive it. Love that is safe and wants to learn your soul. That's the message. Take care. Oh, goodness. Good morning. Hi, Zion. You feeling good today? Yes? Yeah. All is well. All is well.